What's going on? It's Fight Season MMA, and today I want to talk about that Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall needs to be made right now. And I want to do a little bit of a fight preview between these two. Tom Aspinall just absolutely dismantled Curtis Blades after UFC 304, and Jon Jones is waiting to fight Stipe Miocic at UFC 309, but I think that this should be the main event of UFC 309. If you guys enjoy the UFC content, go please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. 98% of my viewers who watch my videos are not subscribed, so please go down there and hit that subscribe button, and let's jump right into the video on why I think Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones is the fight to be made right now, immediately. No other excuses. Dana White has to make this fight. Last night at UFC 304, Tom Aspinall put on one of the greatest performances in heavyweight history, in my opinion, versus Curtis Blades, where he knocked out Curtis Blades in 60 seconds. Tom Aspinall looked so fast, so strong, so intelligent in that fight that truly it shows that Tom Aspinall is the greatest heavyweight currently on the planet. But Jon Jones would definitely disagree with that statement. So I think the only logical thing to do is to unify the belt. Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall to headline UFC 309. And I think that Jon Jones truly now understands that Tom Aspinall is one of the greatest heavyweights the UFC has ever seen. He is still an upcoming prospect, in my opinion, to where a lot of people don't know about his name. Now, he has the belt in the UFC. He has the true heavyweight title, not Jon Jones's belt, because that is not the true heavyweight title. But Tom Aspinall is the greatest heavyweight currently in the division. I think Jon Jones is scared to fight him. That is an amazing fight to make. Tom Aspinall is not only bigger than Jon Jones, he's not only heavier than Jon Jones, he's also faster than Jon Jones, and he has more power than Jon Jones. So Tom Aspinall is going to be able to go in there and show Jon Jones who the boss truly is. And I think you do UFC 309, headlined by Aspinall versus Jones, to unify the heavyweight title. Then you flip around Jon Jones very quickly to fight at UFC Las Vegas next March, which I'm assuming is the card because they usually have the fights in March for Vegas. But I want to see this fight, Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall, and I want to break it down, a fight between them. I just want to say real quick that Jon Jones is not going to be Tom Aspinall pretty much anywhere, because I don't think Jon Jones is going to really be able to take him down before he gets knocked out in this fight. Because Tom Aspinall is a lot bigger than Jon Jones is. He's going to be able to use that gravity to move around, just to show Jon Jones that he does have the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills. Now, yes, Jon Jones' wrestling skills are miles ahead of Tom Aspinall, but to say that Tom Aspinall doesn't have a wrestling game is definitely something that you would be lying to say, because Tom Aspinall 100% has that wrestling game in his back pocket to be able to utilize and go through and do absolutely everything in the UFC department in the grappling game. But in the striking, it's going to be an absolute bloodbath for Jon Jones out there, because Jon Jones is not going to know what hit him, because Tom Aspinall hits like an absolute truck. He is faster than any single heavyweight currently in the division, and he has a takedown threat associated with him. So you got to watch out for the takedown, as well as watch out for those really thunderous left hands. Now, he also has a pretty good chin too. He took a shot from Sergey Pavlovich. He took a shot from Curtis Blades last night, and he does show that he has a really good chin. So I don't think taking a shot from Jon Jones would really be a thing. The only way that I see Jon Jones winning this fight is Jon by submission, which I do think could happen if Jon Jones is able to take him down, but I just think Tom Aspinall is too good in that category. I think he's too big. I think he's going to be too strong, and I think it's going to be too much for Jon Jones to really go out there and handle, because of how big he is. Now, Tom Aspinall also has amazing fighting IQ. We saw that in that Curtis Blades fight, of kind of how he got hit with that strike, took it for a second, and then charged right in. Tom Aspinall is the greatest finisher the UFC has ever seen. The way he just jumps on you and starts barraging you with different hammer fists, right hands, so fast, so strong, to where the ref, even if it isn't that bad, like last night Curtis Blades was not that hurt, but it looked awful, the visual that was going on right there, that truly Tom Aspinall went out there and did his business immediately, just so that fight would not have any situation of being stood up. Nothing was wrong, so he was killing Curtis Blades immediately in that fight. If you're a Jon Jones fan, I would be super worried, but Jon Jones definitely can win this fight. It's not like that he cannot beat Tom Aspinall. Jon Jones has the highest IQ in UFC history. He is a little bit older now, so his body isn't going to be able to do what it once was when he was younger, but Jon Jones is going to have to be able to fight in that stand-up. He's going to have to go out there and use that wrestling ability early and often, and he's going to have to show that he has those trips to be able to use that big frame of Tom Aspinall against him, get his body weight to one side, and truly take Tom Aspinall down, considering that Tom Aspinall is one of the biggest fighters in the UFC heavyweight division. But ultimately, I think Tom Aspinall beats Jon Jones to become the UFC heavyweight champion, and I know Jon Jones might appeal his loss against Matt Hamill, so it might be 27-0-1 or 2 for Jon Jones, and that might be a chance for Tom Aspinall to take Jon Jones's O off of him. But this is just speculation. I still think that this fight needs to be made for UFC 309 in the Madison Square Garden in New York City, because this is the fight that every single UFC fan wants to see. This is the fight that all fans truly cannot wait to see, because Tom Aspinall is the next up-and-coming heavyweight prospect that could be, in my opinion, is going to be the greatest UFC heavyweight of all time. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch, and you put that against the best UFC fighter of all time in Jon Jones, and that only can create fireworks no matter how old they are. But I have Tom Aspinall by first round KO. I think he goes in there, overwhelms Jon Jones, clips him very quickly, and finishes that fight because he's the best finisher in the UFC history. But that is a very early prediction. I have not done any research into this fight. I don't know if there's a lot of things that Jon Jones could exploit, but I still do have Tom Aspinall by first round KO very early in this fight. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Fight Season MMA, and please let me know what you think about the UFC possibly scheduling Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones for UFC 309 as the main event. I think you scrap the Stipe idea for right now, and you fight the two, Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones. I think that's going to be a bigger gate. I think that's going to draw a lot more attention. I know the fans love to see Jon Jones fight, and doing it to unify the title against one of the most up-and-coming hungry prospects in the UFC currently is the best thing for you to do. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Fight Season MMA. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. That is the greatest way to show your support to the channel, and 98% of my viewers who watch my videos are not subscribed, so please go down there and hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications as well, so you guys are always notified when I release more UFC content and news. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Fight Season MMA. New UFC content and news will be out very, very soon, so please stay tuned and hit the subscribe button so you guys are always updated and notified when I do release content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys very, very soon.